Welcome to 5 Minute Friday. This is going to be an easy one. Today's topic is eating while on night shift. So just a reminder of how this works. Nick has his timer behind the camera. I get to ask a question before he starts the timer, Nick. Question is, I work night shift as a nurse. I'm wondering how to adjust when my body just doesn't feel like eating that much at nighttime. Is it important to keep the same macros and calories regardless of the time of day? Or is nighttime eating going to affect my metabolism? Go. It is important to keep your macros and your calories the exact same, whether you are eating during the day or you are eating at night. Keep in mind, weight is lost at a calorie deficit. Weight is gained at a calorie surplus. So a deficit is when you are consuming or eating fewer calories than you are expending or working off every day. That creates a deficit, right? When you are at a deficit of 3,500 calories over the course of a week, 2 weeks, whatever that takes, that is 1 pound lost. You will lose 1 pound of fat when you achieve a deficit of 3,500 calories. Same goes for a surplus. When you eat more calories, when you consume more calories than you expend, you're at a calorie surplus. And a surplus of 3,500 calories will result in 1 pound of fat gained. Time of day is not going to change it, especially if you are somebody who works at nights. Now, you might have different eating behaviors at night. So if you are nocturnal or you're up during the night, you might have different cravings that you otherwise wouldn't have if you're in the sunshine with the vitamin D getting daylight. You might be a little bit more sad because there's not as many people around, and sadness and emotions lead to emotional eating. So keep in mind, your behaviors might be different at night. However, the way that your body physiologically works will not be any different. It's either going to be at a deficit or it's going to be at a surplus. That being said, you should try to stick whatever plan worked for you or has been prescribed for you during the day is the exact same plan you should be doing at night. Now, when you get those calories in, so say you're on 1,800 calories a day, which also for you is a night. What that means is when you eat those 1,800 calories at night, you can't wake up during the day and eat more food and then start all over the next night, right? If you wake up and you eat more food, that goes on that same 24-hour clock. So everything consumed in a 24-hour period of time is what counts towards your calorie intake or macronutrient intake for the day. Now, I do have a lot of people that say, okay, I work a night shift and my night shift has me being up sure, it's harder to get all my calories in. Do I need to eat them all? I'm gonna say yes. So if you're having a hard time getting 5 meals in, say you have 1,800 calories, let's go with 1,500, that's an easier number. If you have 1,500 calories to eat during that period of time, that means divide that into 5 meals, that's 300 calories per meal. If you're like, I can only eat 4 meals during that time, or say you can only eat 3 meals during that time, I recommend you do 500 calories per meal for those 3 meals to equate to the entire 1,500 that you're supposed to eat during your quote unquote day or waking period is really what it is. Now I have people on the other end of the spectrum that say, because I work the night shift, I have a much harder time not being hungry the entire time because I'm up for part of the day. I'm up for a lot longer than most people. If you are up for 18 to 20 hours at a time, which, gosh, get enough sleep. Let me just say that. That's another topic for another day, but I only got 5 minutes. But if you're up for 20 hours and you only have 1,500 calories and you split that in 3 meals and that's 300, 300, 300, 300, and you need to stretch it, a couple things you can do. You can split your meals in half. So that 300 calories, split it in half, eat one at say 7 a.m., and then eat one at 9 a.m., and then eat another half at 11, and another half at 1. So instead of eating every 3 hours, eat half every 2 hours. So it ends up stretching the meals throughout the day. Another tip, if you find yourself hungry because you're up longer, I'm gonna say load your meals, pad them with veggies. So keep in mind, while veggies have a caloric impact, there are calories associated with it. They are negligent. They are very small amounts of calories, and your body's actually gonna burn calories eating and digesting those foods, I would definitely say, if anything, add extra veggies to plump up your meals, keep your stomach full. And then the other thing I'm gonna say is make sure you're drinking enough water. Just because it's nighttime doesn't mean you don't need to drink your water. Aim for that full gallon or half your body weight in ounces every single day. Was there one more? I feel like there was one more, cutting it in half. Oh, another thing you can do, if you're like, I don't wanna do halves, right? What you can do is you can still eat your full-size meal, but spread it. Instead of every 3 hours, do every 3.5 or 4 hours to spread it out. I hope this helps. For anybody looking to figure out ways around working a night shift, getting all the calories in, eat them all, but be creative. I went over only by 6 seconds. I only went over by 6 seconds, you guys. That was pretty spot on. Happy 5-Minute Friday. If there's anything else you want me to talk about in 5 minutes or less, or just barely over 5 minutes, comment below, let me know. Make sure you subscribe.